Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 12 of the podcast taking the world by storm. Proper modulation. It's what you've been waiting for. With your hosts, Kurimanju, hey now, and your friendly neighborhood cheap-ass gamer, Cheapy D.
I'm just mesmerized by your face while you do this intro. You are really into it. You've got like my table tennis face when you're doing these intros.
What's your table?
I feel like this is like you live for that. You really live for those grand intros.
It's what you've been waiting for.
But I feel like you putting so much passion into the delivery. I feel like if you put in a quarter of that passion and you actually wrote something out ahead of time, then you'd have a home run every week.
So are you trying to say there were foul balls?
No. I don't write the intros for the cat. I just think of them right before, just like you do.
Those aren't written?
But they right. I'm saying you can see.
Wait, stop. Slow down, everybody. Let's note the time. It's like 4:03 p.m., 4:04. GP doesn't write.
Sometimes they're written. Sometimes they're written. Sometimes they are written, but more often than not.
Them a 3-year-old?
No. I mean, 1% of the time.
Can this person read?
No, whatever. You love it. I'm trying to help you.
No, I'm sorry. I'm excited. I'm energetic. I wanted to have a laugh at your expense, regardless. But I'm taking your notes, please.
Of course, you're energetic.
Well, please.
Of course, you're energetic. You're broadcasting from the sun.
Yes, I'm absorbing the energy. Matter of fact, it's funny you say that. I'll tweet it out later today. I was doodling around and I was coming up like in my whole universe, my character universe. I came up with the Superman, Blue Marvel, Hyperion, type of superpower.
I don't know what Blue Marvel is. What's Blue Marvel?
He's like Superman, Martian Manhunter, or Hyperion. He is the super-powered alien.
Are you talking about the Kurimanju cinematic universe?
Correct, but it's not even a Kurimanju cinematic. It's even bigger, but I don't want to get too deep into the weeds. But yes, we are talking about, it's not so much cinematic. It's more of a comic book universe.
Sure.
That's where it will be created and exist in the beginning.
That's stage 4, I think, is the movies come out in stage 4.
Exactly.
Stage 69, maybe.
69!
Right. Nice. Thank you.
Wait a second. Dude, I saw the outline today. It's a little bit... Do you have a tough night? Did you sleep?
Why? Okay.
Look. I had to pop like a Valium when I got like halfway through your editions.
Why? It was too exciting?
It was too depressing.
Oh, well, the outline was very empty today, so I thought that maybe, look, we're trying to still figure out what this show is really. If
I've already figured it out. It's about nothing. I got to tell you, I was so thrilled. I told my wife, it must have been like episode 9. It like hit me and I felt it in my chest. Like the next day we were taking a walk and I was having a tough day for family reasons. There's a lot of reasons nowadays for people to have tough family days, as you guys can imagine. And it hit me. I was like, oh, I did it. My brother Wayne would be so proud. My late brother Wayne would be so proud. I've made the show about nothing. Nothing. She's like, what did you guys talk about? I was like, I don't know. Like, nothing really.
Right.
So proud. I was like on cloud 12.
All you have to do is just have no outline basically for a show and then talk for an hour and change. And then it's usually, well, sometimes it's about something. But my point was, I put a lot of news items on this outline and I thought that you could just pick out which ones you thought were interesting.
Oh,
that was the whole. And some of them are. I read all of them, so I know about them.
Okay.
But I'm not. That's for later in the show.
Yeah.
That's for later in the show. Do you want to take a call already? Because we got a caller already.
Sure. I say we take them as they come, if provided it isn't an interruption. Who's on the line, caller? What's your name? Where you're calling from?
What's up, Nate?
This is Mace Casas.
What's up?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're hearing you. How are you doing, man? Thanks for calling in.
Hey, this is Macedonio Costas III, recently subscribed to you guys.
Wow. What's up, man?
Welcome to the family.
Hey, you guys are doing a great job. Hey, I had a question. I went back to listen to some older episodes of Proper Mod Pod because I really enjoy it. And
Yeah.
as someone who knows nothing about Howard Stern, I don't know who the hell you guys are talking about. I think one guy has like 5 personalities, and then there's some Asian guy that's a joke, but maybe not. So can you guys explain that a little bit?
No, it's too hard to explain it. There's no that would be a whole hour. But they have all these, Howard Stern's got a radio show, and in addition to the people who are paid to be on the show, they have all like these weirdos that call in, and a lot of the weirdos work on the show too. But it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain.
Wait. Could you? I couldn't understand this question.
Stop. All right.
Sorry, I'm at work, so it might be a little loud. As someone who knows nothing about Howard Stern, I hear you guys talking about different people, and I'm like, is one guy like 8 different people? Does he have like some split personality thing going on? I hear about some Asian guy that might be racist, but I don't know. So I'm just like, what the hell is going on this show?
They're mostly
Listen, man,
damaged.
I appreciate it. I was gonna say, yeah, we're just breaking your balls, man. Thank you for calling in, and thank you for joining the family. What I would say is what you heard in the earlier episodes, and probably throughout you'll hear in the show moving forward, is the sprinkled highlights that we really love from the show. And what I love is all of the different characters that would come in, and a lot of those voices that you heard us perform were people from what's called the Whack Pack, and that's a group of people. Usually there's like an actual criteria that Cheapy could pull up if he wants, but usually people
There's no
on
real
SSI.
criteria, but
Yes,
it's usually I mean,
you got to be on SSI. You can't be having like an actual. That's why Marfa Mike, I think, had trouble getting on, because he had like an income and he wasn't on SSI, and he was self-reliant.
yeah.
That is a no-no vis-a-vis Le Wack Pack. But without getting into the weeds, it is an assortment of a variety of personalities, like Cheapy said, and a window into their life. They're usually just listeners who call in, like you, and then get pulled in. So keep calling in. I was dying to ask you where you work, so maybe next week we'll be able to find out where you're working. But yeah, go ahead, Cheapy.
Obviously, a loud factory is where he works. But I have a surprise for you. Speaking of the Whack Pack, I set this up. I didn't want to tell you ahead of time because the guy's unreliable.
Okay.
For sure, but I have a big surprise for you. Okay. You ready for this? High pitch?
Intro music or anything?
High pitch, are you there, High pitch?
Cheapy?
High pitch, you called in.
What's up, Cheapy?
How you doing, High pitch?
Come on, is this the real High
Good.
pitch?
I'm making a lot of cameos.
Are you?
Okay, if this is the real High pitch, I'm sorry. And listen, if it's really you, I got a lot of love for you, and I'd love to ask you some questions about how you're experiencing lockdown. But I want to hear low pitch. If this is really you, let's hear low pitch. Go for it.
This is high pitch.
Oh. You blew it, Dan. You blew it. You don't listen to the show enough. You don't know you don't know about low pitch.
Listen, no, he would have done. He was.
This is Kelly Clarkson.
He would have said this.
No, but he was good with the words.
He had no material. I told him ahead of time. If you're gonna call in, you have to have some material. You can't just be like, "Well, I'm high pitch." I mean, come on, man. What else? You got to come through. You got to
high pitch. This is Kelly. No, but hear me out. Listen, I'm taking over because you're lucky I can't hang up on you myself. I got no problem if you call in again. I love you. But Cheapy, you got to listen to this, okay?
Yes.
The guy had the right words. I'm trying to give him notes. He had the right words. High pitch screws up when you say talk is low pitch. He'll say, okay, low pitch. This is high pitch. He'll say the wrong thing, but he'll say it with the right low pitch voice. You got to practice your low pitch, or you got to say, low pitch has a cold. He's got COVID.
Wait. Hold on. Check out this impression. Can we hear your Kelly Clarkson?
Who's Kelly Clarkson?
That's not too bad.
Hey, shut the fuck. I'm not a fucking puppet, okay? For you to tell me what to do. And I don't need your stupid notes. Okay?
Yeah.
Whoever you are.
No wonder why you don't get more work in Hollywood. You don't take notes well.
Well, he's making me laugh. I'll give him that.
Well, he's
what
funny.
else? Did you have another voice? Do you have another one? Do you do voices, or are you just being a cool, cheap-ass gamer and calling in?
This is my buddy,
Okay, well, listen, I'm happy to
I
entertain
mean, it's
more
high pitch. It's
voices,
high pitch. It's high pitch.
but
It's really high pitch.
but I'm sorry, I'm not a forgiving audience if you're gonna try to take over my goddamn
You
fucking
need
radio show. Take
material,
it off.
right? You
Get
need
them off.
material. You
Get
need
them off my
material.
phones. Off my phones.
I told you. I told you. I warned him. He's like, I really want to call in his high pitch. I'm like, all right, but you got to, you got to have some material. You can't just be like, but
No one pranks me. I prank.
it's hard work. It's not easy. It's not easy just to call into a fake radio show and
A podcast.
deliver.
Well, at least we didn't get anybody like in the bathroom. That would have been.
No, everything's been mostly above board so far because we have caller ID and everything. I can see like all this information when you call in.
That's a great advertisement as to why they should call.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna fuck with me, like, I could get you back, is what I'm saying. Somehow, I don't know. I could call into your radio show and fuck with
We'll
you.
report you for calling into the Open Call podcast.
Remember,
They listened to us. They called in when we asked them to.
right? They did mediocre impressions with not so great material.
And the other
Decent
guy's
material.
mic didn't work anyway.
Right, exactly. Anyway, maybe we'll take some more calls later. You can call in and you talk to our automated call screener and tell her what you want to talk about, or him. I forget what sex our robot is, but
yeah, and also like whatever you want to talk about. Go ahead, Cheapy. What's on your mind?
the phone lines are open. Any topic is fair game.
Yeah.
I think I got vaccinated since we last talked. I got one. I need one more.
Did you remember to dab?
What you're supposed to dab after you vaccinate?
I dabbed, but I mean, I don't know what the one the kids do with their arms. What's that one called?
Oh, you did the marijuana dabs?
I know what you're talking about.
So, I got it.
What do the kids do?
They don't
Is that
do
what you
that.
did?
No,
Do
I
it.
didn't do any of that. I didn't
Do
do
it. I
either
wanna
of
see.
those things. No, I don't
Let
do
me
that.
see. All right, tell me about your vaccination.
I don't
No
know.
excitement level. I mean, like I got vaccinated. I guess I'm
I
not
was-
gonna die.
listen.
Guess one day I'll be able to like take the freaking mask off outside. I guess.
I take the mask off outside now. I get nervous during these types of events, like any type of shot or anything. So I have to like,
Okay.
I'm not dabbing at the place. Like I'm trying to psych myself up for it in a different way. Like not don't pass out, but you can't really think don't pass out because then you're going to pass out.
Right.
Instead, you have to occupy your mind with other things like, oh, they're playing like dance music in the background, or maybe I'll check Twitter while I'm waiting. And definitely like when they hand you the sheet that has all the like potential side effects and stuff, definitely like don't read that like at all, like unless you have to, like later, like in another day.
Well, I didn't mean to ridicule you. I got a bunch of friends and family who also go through the same thing. So you do have my sympathies. I've helped many a person through the process. Do you do the orange juice and kind of sugar level up before you go into it?
No, I do the out of sight, out of mind theory, which is I never ever look at the needle, whether it's on the tray or whatever, or whether it's, right about to go in my arm. I never even like look in that direction. Okay. So I never see it.
That's a good
and I just look away when the nurse comes over to do it. I just look in a different direction and that's it. And I talk and I make small talk and whatever. And that's it. And usually like it never hurts because they've done so many, like even like when you get your flu shot at like Rite Aid or whatever, like they've done like 1 million shots. So like they're really good at it, but it's just like getting psyched out. And when you're really tall, you don't want to be like fainting in places.
Because the air is so much thinner, like where your nose is.
No.
Or because like a giraffe, it takes so much effort for the blood to be pumped up to your brain. Is that what puts you out?
That could
I always
be.
imagine like you stand up too quick, like the G's.
That happens a lot, actually. That happens a lot to me. No, I'm not even a joke. I stand up too quickly.
Either, actually.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna. I feel like I'm gonna fall. There's a medical theory for that. It's called something. I forgot what it's
It
called.
used to happen to me when I was younger. I get up too quick and then I feel dizzy for a little bit. So I have to get up slower for a while, a part of my life. I believe it. But you got the shot. How do you feel now, man? Do you feel enhanced by biotechnology after this, the intensity of the experiences behind you? How did Mrs. Cheapy handle it?
Somebody made a great joke on Twitter. He said,
They did?
they said, like, my arm really hurt after. I felt really sore, but my 5G cell connection has never been better. That was Angry Gamer wrote that, I think. That was pretty funny. No, I mean, my arm did hurt for a couple of days, but that's fine. It didn't stop me from playing table tennis for 2 hours yesterday.
All right, that's pretty tight.
But
did you feel tired or anything like that, lethargic or?
Yeah, I canceled my Orange Theory appointment for this morning. I was going to go to Orange Theory this morning, but everything hurts. So I was like, I'm just going to save my energy for proper modulation.
Hey now.
And not be completely dead.
Hi-yo.
Because everything does hurt. I play like 3 different people. It's very rare when I play other people besides my coach.
What makes you think that burping into the microphone will, 1, enhance its sound effect, and 2, increase the pleasurable experience of listening to my velvety tones?
That's a great question. It's a great question. I have the answer for you.
Dying to find out, because there's like a burp count now in the chat on the CADcast, Wednesdays Eastern, 9 p.m. Be there or be square.
I need to automate that for the guy who does that, by the way. There's a way to do that. So to answer your question, I can answer your question very seriously. When I was editing the CADcast, there was in like 2 minutes into last.
Wait, I gotta pause you. So for the cheap ass gamers out there, I got you the automated burp counter. You're welcome.
I actually thought about it. I'll give you credit. I did actually think about it beforehand, but I'm glad that you took note of it, and it'll give me some more motivation. Anyway, I know. So I was editing last week's show, or 2 days ago, or yesterday rather, and 2 minutes into the show, Wombat starts talking about how he's walking and listening to podcasts, and I burp for it's like a good 10, I don't know, really not 10 seconds, but it's a really great quality burp.
Yes, I remember. I think I took my earbuds out. It was such great.
It's disgusting. I get it. Well, this is a very expensive microphone. This is the same microphone that Michael Jackson recorded Thriller on. So it really is sonically fitted for my burps.
Can you burp Thriller?
No.
That would be exciting.
I cannot burp on demand. No, these are all natural burps. I do not have that ability. So what you hear is just what's happening in my life. It's a metaphor for my life.
Doing this too long, basically. You're like a Kardashian. Why don't you look at my surgery scars?
I just think it's funny.
Don't you want to see my before and after? Now see me upset that you saw my before and after. Now see me upset that I'm upset that it's on video. Now watch my divorce. Now watch me cancel my divorce. Now watch me say that I wish that I had my child aborted. Now watch me say that I wish that my husband didn't say that I wished at one point. It's like
you say that, but you make a joke, but you clearly know way too much about the Kardashians. These are all things that I don't know, and you spout them out like these are like, oh, water is wet and the sky is blue.
You ever watch the movie Memento and wish that were you?
Oh, Memento?
Yes.
Why? You want to forget all that stuff?
Yes. I have the opposite. So if I glance at it, I'll have a periphery memory of it, and it won't go away.
I have actively, you know what? Living in Japan helped me avoid a lot of that stuff because you would actively have to seek it out. And also, like, not having cable television, I feel like allows you to block out a lot of stuff because you're never flipping through. What's that noise?
It's my cat and my dog. They're enjoying the podcast. They're feeling the vibe. They're loving the flow. Your man, Cootie Man, is on the 1 and 2s, ladies and gentlemen.
You're playing the pets? You're playing the pets right now?
Well, they're fighting.
I thought it was the mice in my ceiling again. I don't know if the audience can hear that because I have various types of noise cancellation going on.
I'm sure they can, and you just broke the illusion. Thanks, prick.
No, they probably
Anything
can't.
else you want to criticize about me? First, you got my intros. You didn't like that. I tried to actually explain something to a caller. You didn't like that. I had to yell at you to get off a call off of my airline phone line. You didn't like that.
I like that, actually. I liked a lot of that,
You have a problem with how I'm sitting? Do you want to talk about...
You're sitting well today. I'm just saying you're doing a good job sitting.
You like that?
I do. I like your sweatshirt. It reminds me of the San Jose Sharks.
Got it from high school. In high school, I got this.
Nice. You still have your clothes from high school?
It was my magic sweatshirt. You were saying something.
I could do a much. I feel like
very eloquent. I'm sorry for interrupting.
About my burps? I was just saying, if nobody else enjoys them, listen, here's the point. I get that it's disgusting and it's immature.
Oh, you do? I didn't know.
I totally get it. I'm almost 50 years old. I totally get it. The problem is, I think it's funny. Every time I listen back, I laugh. So I've already listened to that one from this week like 5 times, and watching Shipwreck like just shake his head. It just adds to my enjoyment, and I get it. Like
Shipwreck, just take a swig, you know?
Right. And I was editing the show, and I was like, should I lower the volume of my burp, or should I just keep it as is? And I was about to do it because I do think about people's ears, and I want to, I do take people's feelings into account, but I was like, you know what? This is art, and if I start messing with this, then I'm just like vandalizing, and I'm just going to leave it. And If people don't like it, I understand. If they can't listen, I get it. But something's got to keep me motivated doing this show. It's been a long time with this CADcast, and at least I got to get some enjoyment out of it, right? Like,
where you get to burp.
I get to burp. I'm sorry, but I have to have pleasure out of it. As well.
Man, it's like there's so many things that could be said about this. I mean, just how much would you spend on burping a year if you could freely? Because when you think about
well, I'm not looking to
money
spend.
You invested into this whole setup just so you can burp once.
No. It's just if I'm gonna listen to the show to edit.
We need to get you out of lockdown, bro. It's getting to you. It's getting to you. You lost your hair.
Burps are funny. Sorry. Burps are funny, and farts are funny too, but the microphone is here. If I had a microphone by my ass, you'd probably be hearing a lot more farts on various shows. But here we are. This is what we got. It's coming soon from Elgato, the ass microphone for streamers. Take your stream to the next level. All right, where are we on this great outline? How are you doing? I haven't asked how you're doing.
I've been doing all right. It was been a good week.
Why are you at this new location? Why are you filming at this new location?
It's just a different angle. It's a long work day.
It's a different chair location, though. Not a different angle. Like, you're totally like... Different angle is like 20 degrees, 40 degrees. That's like 300 degrees.
You're looking at a different perspective of the command center.
Yes.
And normally I prefer a different perspective. Lighting wise and etc. But this is more comfortable and takes less time to change around. And today I was running out of time because my Whole Foods came in this morning, right? Okay, normally I don't schedule food delivery for the morning, especially the morning of proper modulation.
Why? What else are you doing?
Work. And
not checking the camera angles.
Not checking the camera angle because I know what I've got set. It's already done. It's already set up. I just put it where it needs to be. Boom, we'll go.
Yes.
But they canceled my delivery yesterday after being 2 hours late. Okay? And I had this strange, you probably experienced this before, this strange feeling of feeling enraged, but at an algorithm. There's no one to call and complain to for not telling me you're not going to get your food tonight because I was going to make dinner and breakfast, etc. with that food. And we're barren. It's like you skipped a day going when you needed to go to the supermarket.
Right, sure.
So today it's become now like you're waiting for the plumber. So because of that, I did have coffee, however. And
wait, you're saying you haven't eaten today because Whole Foods haven't shown up?
They showed up. I ate. I gave them a good rating for the delivery because that's the only human part that was done well. The rest were programs.
Right.
No one called me because there's no human picking up a phone to call.
Right.
But I didn't get a chance to put up my other setup.
Got it.
It's a long answer.
It was.
I'm doing great.
All right.
What's
That's
on
good.
The outline?
Well, let's talk to Matt, who's been on hold for a while.
Matt, how you doing, man? Where you from, and what's on your mind?
Hey guys, it's Matt. I'm from Canada, and on that note, I don't know if you remember Cheapy, but 9 years ago, you and I had lunch in Vancouver.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh, I certainly remember going to Vancouver.
That is so cool.
Where did we go to lunch?
It doesn't matter if you remember.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry you had to hang out with me when I was 20.
Oh.
I do apologize for that.
Listen. First of all, it's no problem, and I'm really glad that you called, and that's cool that that was 9 years ago. Wow. I will tell you, I don't.
Yeah?
I do not remember having. Where did we have lunch? Give me. Maybe it'll refresh my memory.
Yeah, I put a lot of effort into it. I thought, okay,
Okay.
you're a Jew. You're like smoked meats.
Okay.
You lived in Japan. So we went to Japa Dog. It was a Japanese-inspired hot dogs.
Oh wow.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
It was like a. Yeah, it was like a takeout place, like a right, basically, or no?
Yeah, like a fat burger style place, like a
Yeah.
halfway between fast food and sit down.
Yeah. Okay.
That's pretty honest.
I vaguely remember, but I will tell you, I do not remember what you were like as a 20-year-old, but I will tell you that I've always
You're lucky
been.
there, Matt. You won out. Most of us wish that people do not remember what we were like when we were 20.
Yeah.
I will tell you this though, and it's always surprised me throughout the years because when I was living in Japan, I would get emails from people saying, "Hey, Cheapy, big fan of the show. I'm going to be in Tokyo on vacation, whatever. Can we meet up for lunch? If you have the time." And I would always say yes because I had the time, and I was
really cool by you, by the way, because I don't know any other person that I like on Instagram or social media or online that would say yes to that. So that's pretty cool.
Well, I was also a little lonely too because like I'm living in a foreign country and I'm not like speaking English to a lot of people, and it was
Right.
fine. It worked. It was a two-way street for sure.
But still, that's normal. That's human.
Sure,
You know what I mean?
sure. But here's the thing. I was always surprised by the people who would set up these lunch appointments. And then when we would meet, they were not really prepared to like have a conversation with you. Like they either like they had like like they were starstruck. I mean like by a C-list internet celebrity, or they were just really just shy people in general, but a lot of times, and I don't know if this was the case with you, Matt, but they had nothing to say at all. And like now I'm doing a show during lunch and trying to like ask questions and like get things going because it's so awkward.
Getting the whole cat right up
Yeah.
in line.
Right.
I don't think I was that awkward, to be honest with you. I remember it felt pretty comfortable for
Okay,
whatever that
good.
means.
That is
Although
awesome.
there was
How
one
about if he
awkward
said
moment
yes?
where I asked you to sign my copy of Saints Row 3, and you did not know what the hell I was doing. That was the only awkward part.
Oh, I was like
And I
shocked.
still have that signed copy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you were just confused. Like, why am I signing this?
Right. I felt, I don't know.
Oh, well.
I'm
No,
humble.
that's
I'm
pretty
humble. I'm
tight.
humble.
That's awesome. I mean, this is cool.
Yeah,
Thanks
humble.
for keeping.
I'm the humblest person ever.
Yeah, the humblest.
Anyway, yeah,
person.
that's all I called. I just wanted
Okay.
to mention that.
How come it says you want to talk about true crime documentaries?
Hey now.
Or is that from
I
the
tricked you.
You tricked me. Oh, you're
I'm kidding.
good. You're good.
No,
wanted to cut
I know
the
that
line.
you and your wife have been watching a lot of these true crime documentaries on Netflix.
Yeah.
So I'd like your insight on why do you think they're so popular? Because I can't watch them. I can't even watch like fictional movies about real serial killers. It makes me too wigged out.
Hey, Cheapy, before you answer the question, can we get one from you, Matt? Right. What is something that's down that lane, TV show wise, or movie, or whatever medium you like,
Yeah.
that you enjoyed?
Well, that's the thing is I love horror movies. If
Like
it's a
what? Which one,
fictional
if you could think of
event, I can watch it. And most people are the opposite. They can't watch a ghost story, but they can, watch 13 episodes about.
Okay, it's because
Al Bundy.
the horror movies, movies are, and any type of like thriller movie, it's fake, but all these things are true crime, and you're like, oh, this could happen like next door to me. It's too real, maybe.
Exactly.
That could be. That's like when I watched that one about the last cruise. I think we talked about that last week. That's not a true crime. I mean, it's not true crime, but it's a thriller and it's true. And it made my skin crawl because I'm like, ew, imagine being in that situation. It's a real situation.
Tickle me where it hurts. Well, I'd say here, what I'm thinking is the reason why they watch it, to answer your question, because you'll notice one of your hosts has got your back, bruh. I'll answer your question, even if it's hard. Kurimanju by your side here. The reason why they like it and other people like myself like it is because it's a version of those horror films that you like, but even more well written in terms of story because there are more evidentiary details and firsthand interviews by the parties. Even and in addition to that, sometimes you remember the story from years ago, like the QAnon story and Nichan and 4chan and all those. Like me, now I'm getting to see the depth of what actually happened there. And when you take away that feeling of fear for the realism, which I don't discount, I think that's real. I think they play on that. That's why people like it. Some people don't have the reaction that you do when it comes to that type of realism.
Yeah. It's like some people don't like to be inside a hospital. You know,
Yeah,
it gives them the
exactly.
creeps, like me.
Right. And for others, it creates a more in-depth virtual reality experience to tie it in. I'm sure you want to talk about VR anyway, so I'll just give you a segue because I'm like
No.
sick of these freaking plugs. And I know that they bought you a fucking ton of VR sets, and
Nobody
I
did.
know I'm not going to get anything. But
I
listen,
didn't get anything.
if you want to see me dance, or I don't know, I could be a call screener.
No, you
I
can't.
got podcast experience. Is episode 12 now.
Yeah. All right. Well, Matthew, thanks for calling in.
Oh, yeah,
with that
Matt, yeah,
story.
thanks, man.
That was awesome. I appreciate that a lot, and thanks for waiting on hold for a long time as well.
Hey now.
Yeah, no worries. I just want to say I'm digging the show.
Okay, cool,
Even
man.
though it's about nothing, that's what I like about it.
Yay.
So
Thank you.
keep it up.
Tell your Canadian friends.
I love Canada.
Oh, I will.
Man.
Yeah.
I love Canada.
I'll send the signal out.
Yes.
You
Right,
man,
later.
look, you know
Later.
what? I'll let him off with this. It's good to talk to you, man. Thanks for calling in. My favorite memory of Canada was going to visit my favorite aunt every single year for probably, I want to say, the first 8 years of a memory life that I have. And my favorite aunt, she was French, and she was the first person to make crepe that I had ever tried crepe, and I got to have it from scratch from a French person. So it was like magically with the Nutella and everything. It was great. And my cousin, their oldest son, was manager of Ontario Place. So I got to go. It's like Canadian Six Flags Great Adventure. So I got to go to every ride without waiting in line.
The best.
It was amazing, and forever, I'm in love with Canada for that reason. Like forever.
Yeah. When's the last time you've been back?
I haven't left the country in a while. There's a pandemic. I'm not sure if you're aware. You're like one of those
2
people, you
years?
get the
2
shot.
years?
You get the shot.
So
and then
2
you're like-
years. You were there 2 years ago. Is what
You're like one of
saying.
those people. You get the shot, and you're like, "What pandemic? I don't know what you're talking about. Look, I don't got to wear a mask. If you know what? I'm not even gonna get it. I'm immune. I've never had so much energy. Look at me. I mean,
No. That's
can you empathize? I mean, is there another experience you could open yourself up to?
I
Can
don't
I
even
be
know.
a person? Can I be human?
I'm not sure that you are. I think you're a chestnut cake.
Hey now.
What do we want to do on this outline? I prepared this whole outline for you.
Do it. I want it. I closed it. I'm looking at you. You got all my attention.
Okay, so
Go
we
for it.
have a few different sections here that we can draw from. We have the shootings and this is called hold on. I only said one word. There's like 5 different sections.
It's just so positive.
No, but some of them are good though.
Roll the dial. What's it called? The wheel of
This is no. This
the
is
wheel of
there's no-
misfortune.
There's no wheel. Let's have a current events section. Okay. There's
great.
shootings and bad police behavior. There's general scary racism. There's hold on. There's pandemic fun. There's weedy news. And then there's dumb stuff.
Okay.
So you can pick.
I want to go random racism for scary racism for 2. Can we make it scary racism / anti-Semitism? Because I feel
Same thing,
anti-Semitism
whatever.
is a slightly more evil type of racism. It's sort of like American racism is different than against black people is different than the rest of the world's racism against black people. It's expressed differently. And I think America's racism against black people is similar to the anti-Semitism form of racism against Jewish people. It's like
Of course.
so specific and like detailed history.
It's I mean, watching this just to get off topic a little, watching that HBO show Exterminate All the Brutes.
You must exterminate.
Have you watched it? I don't think you can make jokes about.
But I cannot do his voice.
Oh, you're doing his voice. Sorry, dude, that was pretty good actually.
Thank you. I have been practicing for many a time. Some say the podcast host should not insert himself inside of the story, but I must because it is my story too.
That is pretty good. What's his name? Raoul Flack or something?
I believe this is your segment.
I don't know. Anyway, the point. The point was that it's all a form of white supremacism, whether it's against people who are, I mean, Jews are not considered really white people in the sense.
Right. In that
sense. But anyway.
So yeah, I want scary racism / anti-Semitism for 200 points, please.
You're going to love this the best. I'm glad you picked it. You ready for this?
Do I have points though? Is it like a game?
The headline is no. The headline is Iced Earth guitarist nears Capitol riot plea deal. Do you know who Iced Earth is? Of course you do.
Iced Earth is Richard Christie, aka Rusty. He's a guitarist from Iced Earth. Richard Christie was the drummer. Richard Christie is from the Howard Stern show.
Right. So Richard Christie, Howard Stern's writer,
funny guy.
Is his former bandmate stormed the Capitol and was arrested, and he was the one who sprayed the officers with bear spray, I believe.
Which is just insane and crazy when you think about it.
Allegedly.
Because, imagine having Iced Earth, I believe in their defense, this is something I remember peripherally, and I was going to mention it, and then we had a different type of show. It just didn't come up. I don't even remember if I wrote it down. But the band, I think they disavowed his behavior and said that they don't condone it in any way and blah, blah, blah. But imagine we're in a world where you got to come out and disavow your bandmates storming of a bloody Capitol and mace spraying police officers. You got to distance yourself. I mean, imagine that's so weird and trippy.
Well, yeah, you got it.
I mean, Richard Christie's now he doesn't have to put out a statement, but I'm sure he read that and said, "What?"
Dude, when some weird shit comes out about you, I'm gonna be like, I hardly know this chestnut cake guy. I don't know what he's.
I don't even know what I've never heard of him before.
Curry who?
You gotta do the hands. You gotta do the hands. I don't know who he is. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know who he is.
I wish him the best of luck.
Yeah, exactly. And they'll never look at the YouTube channel that we just set up called @Proper Modulation Podcast. Go check us out on YouTube. So when they see
nice.
the 130 or 440 hours of us together on there,
they'll have that.
Evidence. The internet never disappear.
I'm reporting that to YouTube as soon as possible.
I'm about to take off my top. You can report me on Twitch.
Anyway, I'm curious to see.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. The scary racism.
Yeah.
Let's go back.
I'm just curious to see if they bring that up on Howard next week.
I don't think they will.
Yeah.
I think that they decide. I probably asked Richard if he wants to bring it up. And Richard was
no.
Richard was on leave, actually. So they probably had a semi-embargo if they were smart, just to be nice to Richard, because you never know where those kind of things were going. I'm sure when I was watching that on Twitch, when it was happening live, I forget which channel I was on, and I was telling my wife, I think they're storming the Capitol. Let me just take a quick. No, she said it to me. I was like, all right, let me take a quick look. I'm like, oh, I guess they are.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty messed. Oh my goodness, gonna close that. Those people didn't think they were gonna be on the news. You don't want to be famous like this nowadays. I don't know why people want to be famous anyway. Fame is highly overrated. I think people should focus more on meditation and Tai Chi.
Self-improvement.
Yes, thank you.
Tai Chi. I saw some of your Tai Chi on Instagram.
Hey, now you liked it?
Is that the type of Tai Chi that you can use to kick somebody's ass, or just for stretching?
So that is stretching. It's not even really. It's not Tai Chi. It's more what's called Qigong,
right?
Which is breathing exercises and are related with movement.
You see the old Chinese people doing it in the park all the time.
Yeah, and they're doing it for health. I know it. The thing that I can fight against often is remembering it's for health, not for form. It's not to look cool. It's to
move,
move and stretch and make sure you don't turn into a lump on a log in your apartment.
Totally. I was telling Wombat that we bought a yoga app on, and got an iPad, and we do it every day for 2 months now, at least.
It feels good, right?
It's good. You got to do
circulation, be in the moment.
Yeah.
Low stress.
Do you want to pick another category?
Okay, so we did the scary.
I got a good one for you. I'll pick for you since I read them. Okay. I'll pick the least depressed. Well, they're all okay. This is from the weedy. This is from the weedy news section. Okay. This is kind of scary. So a Las Vegas man took some whatever. A Las Vegas man flew to was it Dubai? I think it was Dubai.
Yeah, I read about
You heard about this? And he had a problem with his, what was it? He had appendicitis? It wasn't appendicitis. It was something like that. He had to go to the hospital for pancreatitis.
Right.
And they gave him a urine test, and they found like traces of weed in his blood. And he's facing like a very stiff prison time now.
Sucks.
It wasn't
so
like
that's so wrong. It's
it
so
wasn't
wrong.
like he took an edible and got on the plane and they were like, "Oh my God, this guy's high. Look how high he is in the airport. Let's arrest him." He went to the hospital. They took his blood and they go, "Oh, we found a little bit of weed in him. Now he can go to prison."
Which might have meant he ingested or smoked or was
Anything.
around
Could be
somebody
anything.
for a while in the last 30 days.
Right.
You know, I think it's even longer by blood. I think in the urine it's 30 days in terms of detection for depending on usage, like chronic use. 30 days they say is like the safe amount to go. And then in the blood, I mean, things are detectable longer. Some things in the blood. So even that, so maybe it's going even for who knows. But the point is, it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter when he took
crazy.
it, when he didn't. He took it in a country where he is a citizen, where it is legal. Although I see a resident of the U.S. and not a U.S.
Yeah.
citizen.
Oh,
He's a
I don't know.
resident.
His name is Peter Clark. And by the way, it was UAE. It wasn't Dubai.
Okay, UAE. So yeah, I mean that's just we were talking about that with Japan, and I don't think it's going to be a popular sentiment. A lot of their highfalutin business people are going to be investing in cannabis products and business. It's a very inexpensive way to solve for a lot of the ailments that the world is seeing an uptick in as a result of this pandemic. People in lockdown, people not getting access to mental health services, some people having disruptions in their medication because of the mail problems. You could either say, hey, here's $100 a pill med to take for the rest of your life twice a day, or with significant side effects.
What does this have to
Or
do with getting arrested in Dubai?
marijuana and cannabis. It
Yeah,
can be
but it's
used as a
against the law
medicine.
there. They're not there, but it's one
It's
thing
against the
to.
law there. Do you think they're searching your blood for Valium and they're going to say you took Valium and
Yeah,
you should go in
maybe,
prison?
maybe.
I bet you.
But it's
money,
probably
no.
it could be legal there. They may have some legal. I'm sure it's not completely illegal there. Like you can get that's available with a
Medication.
prescription probably there.
Yeah, but that's different than having traces of it in your blood. Being under the
But not for
influence
them.
of something is, I was just saying, it's a ridiculous law that they're going to have to change
They're very
unless they want
strict.
to hurt their economy. They want the money. If it were solely about women and rights for women,
Right.
it would never be changed.
What you're saying, it's
Okay?
not good for
But now,
it's not
they
good for
want money.
business. It's
Yeah.
not good for business, and certainly like a lot of executives who are going to be flying over there are going to see this story and be like, "Uh-oh,
I'm not,
guess
yeah.
I guess
Well,
I'm never going to UAE."
I guess you're going to lose out on a lot of economy driving money in a period where every economy is going to need tourist dollars. I'm sorry, I'm not going to call it the Japan rule. I'm going to call it the big sister rule. Let's say these people, governments, I'm going to use
Sure.
nicer words, will sooner, they're going to change this very quickly. If it was just about women's rights,
Right.
it would never change, and I would be saying different things. But because it isn't, and it's just going to be about money, they will smarten up real quick. That's my long-sighted opinion. But for the time being, those people are a bunch of fools. Thank you.
That's good.
Well, I should calm down. And, I respect everybody from all over the world. I'm not talking about the citizenry or even necessarily the officials making those decisions. It's just an archaic rule.
Well,
And it's
it's-
never
it's-
safe to judge culture science.
It's a means to arrest people for like
exactly.
just
For
like,
no-
hey, we need a reason to arrest this guy. Hey, let's check his blood. Maybe
It's
he was around some
diplomatic-
guy who smoked weed.
It's a diplomatic bargaining tool. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Let me give you some more weedy news because this is finally this is some more uplifting, I guess.
I hope so.
It's
mean,
ambivalent,
you're
I guess.
Really ruining my
This-
eye.
no. There's a new weed related movie coming out on April 20th, and I
Is it
think
gonna
you'll be
good though.
I think you'll be into this one. I watched the trailer and I read about it. It's called The Marijuana Conspiracy. It's a dramatization of a real life event. Okay, so check this out. There was an experiment done in the 70s in Canada. Okay. The government, this is
Matt,
great.
listen up.
This is
for
great.
you, Matt.
This is yeah, Matt. Matt maybe knows about this. It may be well known in Canada because it's really interesting. So the government in the 70s, Canadian government, wanted to do an experiment and with the hopes of proving that weed makes people unproductive. because I guess there was talk about legalization back then, and they wanted to prove that weed just was going to ruin the economy. So they had an experiment where they got a bunch of young people together to live in a medical facility, like a wing of a hospital, for 3 months, okay? And they're going to give these people...
How much, though? How much is like per month? How much is their allotment?
They're going to smoke 2 joints every night, okay? Every night, there's a control group, okay? There's the weed group that's going to get 2 joints every night. And then there's the control group who's going to get 0 joints, but they're allowed to get weed from other people or even buy it through they have like a commissary set up.
So they're allowed. So the control. Everybody gets weed.
Everybody can get
That's
weed.
how they get them into the program.
Right. Yes.
You're allowed to smoke. We're not going to keep you out of smoke.
It was very and it was very illegal then. It was very illegal there. Like even being caught with 1 joint is like 5 years in jail back then.
It was like the UAE.
Well, not that bad. So the idea was, and then during the day, they give these people jobs to do. Like, I believe it was, they're manufacturing belts, okay?
Okay, so they tested productivity, I guess, at work.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And I guess the idea was that it didn't turn out the way they thought. Like the weed people were actually more productive than the control group. But it looked like an interesting movie, and it seems like there's a lot more going on. Besides that, it's called The Marijuana Conspiracy, and it's out next week. I think you have to. It's like one of those you got to rent and pay money for. I don't think it's just coming to. But I'm not 100% sure on that. I couldn't really find out. I was looking into it because it looks good. I would definitely watch that.
Is you think it's proprietary, like Prime Video or anything like that, or just?
I don't think so.
Any streaming.
I think you got to pay. I think you're gonna have to probably pay to rent it.
Got it. Well, it might be worth it. I do like those kind of topics that you saved me. I was afraid I was gonna have to like smile and grimace.
No, it sounds cool, right?
Like this like unwatchable like 12-year-old.
No, you're gonna watch like
buddy film about getting high.
No, it's 70s chicks, and I think it's women actually. I think it's like mostly women or all women. I forget. I don't want to read too much about it because then it ruins. Right. It sort of ruins. Oh my landscaper's here.
Hey now,
might get
tell him to call in.
It might get
Put
noisy.
Up the call sign.
Might get very noisy. And I can't set up. Oh, there he is. You can see him. Look, he's right there. Do you see him?
Hey,
you're on the air, bro. You're on the air, buddy.
A mask? I'm kidding.
He's
all by himself.
He probably is. I don't have NVIDIA broadcast set up, so I can't. That's funny. I was worried about they're redoing our road right outside, so I was worried about that noise. But then they went home for the day. But anyway,
am I right in thinking that that's a fantastic thing? Is like I remember I hate that road. Yes, that's a great thing. I think. I hope they redo it.
The road is bad. The roads are bad around here. Long Island the Long Island roads are really disgustingly bad, and our taxes are so high that it makes no sense. It's roads. Like haven't we solved? Like we know how to make roads. We can't Why do we have to wait like 5 years till the roads to get fixed? Why do we have to like blow out our wheels? I feel like, and don't we have better technology at this point? Like where the road can last more than 5 years? I understand like we have snow and the things like expand and contract and the plows and all that. Yes. But can't we build a better road at this point? Can't we just, this God of science doesn't have an answer for this?
I think that it is less expensive for them to use materials and repair every 15 years or something like that, or 20 years, and then certain places get done last, maybe. Or you could live like in Jersey City and it will never happen, and you might as well just give up your car unless you want to replace your rims. And like me, live across the street from where everybody wants to have rims and let you know that they augmented their muffler.
So they got the low profile wheels and like the aftermarket exhaust.
Yes,
well, the low profile wheels is their problem. Like they're the ones who are gonna blow out their wheels, the tires, and fuck their wheels up.
And I like looking at them anyway.
Oh, here comes the leaf blower. I'm sorry.
What are you to do?
I can't do anything about it.
It's not gonna be in the This is a driver for the podcast, dude. Listen, available like in about 3 hours anywhere you get your podcast.
Actually, it'll be this is gonna be a good test for the my noise gate with my Go XLR.
There you go. And in the replay, this is gonna be like a whole different section. It's gonna be like the Matrix.
Right. Meanwhile, the guy's right outside my window, and he's like, He's
Make
he's
faces.
picking up the
Wait,
weeds.
talk to him and ask him to call in. Like, make
No,
gestures.
no,
See
no,
if he
no.
wants
He's
to
working
comment.
hard.
Ask him. Show him a picture and get a reaction from him. Like, yes or no. Are you for, legal weed in UAE, or like, how do you feel about this racist story? Or
He doesn't. We don't have those types
oh
of conversations.
wait, dude. I wanted to. What was the other part of your wheel of misfortune there?
Oh, on my stories that I picked out.
Yeah.
This one is going to be making the news soon. This one I think you'll be into because you're into like finance. I have 2 finance related stories for you. Okay.
I like money.
Have you heard about this is in New Jersey? There's like this deli owner in New Jersey who's apparently worth like $20 million because there's some sort of like super shady
Really?
tax thing going on with outside investors and like
Oh wow.
there's basically like there's like it's like a deli stock is traded like over the counter somewhere, and if you the market cap is like 20 million or 30 or something ridiculous, but there's just one deli in New Jersey who does like $30,000 worth of business a year.
I was about to say it's like they probably can't compete with any deli.
No, they're not making any
in Manhattan, like anywhere in Manhattan. The deli that's about to be closed down for health inspections probably makes more than the deli in Bumblefuck, New Jersey.
Here goes my leaf blower.
That sounds like your neighbor. Was that? Hey, didn't you tell that story about the dude cutting down the tree like at 6 a.m.?
7:30.
Is this what it was like?
7:30. No, he was using a hand axe. So it was just like boom, boom, boom. And this is, look, it's almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You're allowed to have your gardeners make noise at this time. You're not allowed to be making noise at 7:30, I'm pretty sure. That's a different story. Anyway, you gotta read this story about this. It's called Hometown International is the name of the deli.
Okay, what town is? Do you know? What
and
town
but here's the thing: the owner of the deli is the wrestling coach at the high school. And he's worth just in the stock, he's worth like $20 million. And they basically think it's some kind of like fraudulent thing. And they just had to find like a couple local guys to get. I mean, it's all alleged. I don't know. Like, don't sue me. I don't
Is
know
it in
too much.
Lodi, New Jersey?
I don't know. Is that where all like the shady shit goes down?
If you had watched The Sopranos,
Oh.
you'd know.
That was in Lodi.
Well, they took some aspects from different places, but some stories were loosely fashioned after people who really exist.
Sure.
Like Tony was fashioned after a guy who actually owns a strip club that looks exactly like the Bing. I don't remember the name of the place, but it's not called the Bing. It has like
The Bada Bing.
some other name.
It was the Bada Bing. The strip club?
Yeah, but no, I think it was called the Bing, wasn't it?
No,
Maybe
the
it was called
Bada Bing.
I don't know. I
You're
just
the one
remember
who
Tony-
watched the show.
Because I wasn't worried about the sign. I was worried. This is what we called it. We called it the Bing. We didn't call, hey, meet me over at the Bada Bing. Nobody said that. Only like a normie like you.
Oh,
would
in
say.
real life, you're saying that's what it was
Civilians. Only
called.
a
Sorry.
civilian. Hey, can you think we could meet at the Bada
Yeah,
Bing?
I don't go to
I'd
strip
like to
clubs.
get a cappuccino.
I-
What? Get out of here.
I'm not like meeting my friends at strip clubs ever. I don't think.
I didn't mean. I'm talking about the Sopranos world, you loser.
Right, I get it.
Oh,
but
you
you said
do
it was
that.
well. I whatever.
Tell us more about this detailed outline that you worked so.
I worked hard on it. What are you talking about?
I want more of it. Give me more.
Here's some local. We'll go back to the weedy news section. Nassau County. New York State just legalized marijuana, but
That's right.
Nassau County.
Not lucky. Congratulations, you guys.
Right. Nassau County is a pretty conservative part of Long Island in general. And so the legislators here want to get in front of this already. So like they want to pass, they're going to vote on banning marijuana use at county owned properties. Now, it's already against the law to smoke at these properties. They're talking about like parks and stuff. Like you can't smoke in there. So it's a little bit redundant because people smoke weed too, but obviously there's other ways to ingest it outside of that. But people are just pointing out that like this is like you're just trying to get the jollies of old people who will potentially vote for you by saying, hey, look, we're already like out in front of this thing. Those hippies aren't going to be coming near your house. Like, don't worry, or they're not going to be bothering you at the park. And I get it too. Like, if it's illegal to smoke cigarettes in the park, it should definitely be illegal to smoke blunts in the park.
Or any
it's
form of cannabis. It doesn't always have to be a blunt, you know? It could be a
anything,
little
any
pipe. It
form.
could be,
I know. I got it.
a lot of times it gets like sensationalized, but sometimes people are just gonna do a little. But it can smell, especially if it's that good. Good.
Yeah, yeah. Well, of course, it always smells. It always smells. But but let's put it this
Not
way.
unless it's like been like forgotten in the closet for a couple years, and it's just one step above like actual ash or dust
Right.
when you touch it.
But I'm guessing that it's legal to vape in those parks, right? Like,
No, it's
Oh, it's
basically
not?
You can't have.
You can't
what does
vape?
the law say is that you
no,
can't ingest
tobacco,
marijuana?
tobacco.
But they said the laws they're proposing. What are how
Yeah.
are those laws written? Are they written such that you can't take in marijuana or you can't smoke it? If you can't smoke it, doesn't bother me too much. It's being circumspect that you can't smoke other things as well in a park. But because it's easy for people to say, "Oh, I'm smoking weed," and they're smoking
It
tobacco.
says
You gotta make the
smoking.
rule.
It says smoking.
So make sure that they're loose with that definition nowadays because it's still an evolving law. Make sure that they mean smoking and not ingesting or vaporizing, because
Fuck those people.
cops are gonna say it's the same thing and just arrest you.
No, they're
That's
not.
where you gotta have your advocates on your side in that community so that they don't just have another excuse to detain people. And
They're not arresting white
Harass
people in my town.
I know, but they use that excuse to harass and arrest other people.
I know.
because
They're not going
it's
to do that.
better. It's technically
It's not illegal though. It's not going to be illegal now. Now it's going to be like it's illegal. You know what?
citation.
Right. So it's not going to be a big deal. But the interesting thing is in this article here, they linked a Twitter poll, and this is all local people because it's News 12 Long Island, and the poll was: do you think
This
people
is the most exposure it's getting outside.
well, they got 2,500 votes.
We're boosting them around the world right now.
I'm sure they're reaching a lot more people than we are on their worst day. So the poll was: do you think people should be allowed to smoke recreational marijuana at parks and beaches?
Okay.
And no got 46% of the vote. So yeah, and then there's yes in designated areas, which basically split the yes vote. So the vote was yes.
Of course.
People just want, they can't wait. They got to do something. Everybody's fucking going crazy now, just being locked up for so long. They fucking give me the weed. I don't give a shit. Weed all over Jones Beach, in the parks, everywhere. Just get big clouds everywhere. We need something. People, explain it to your kids. Look, these people need to cut loose. Everyone's freaking out.
Just tell them it's medicine.
It's medicine. Oh, let me tell you the best story.
Okay.
It's my buddy. I'm not going to tell him. Let's say his name is Tom. Okay.
Okay.
My
Is it
friend.
Tom TH
But it doesn't matter. His name is Tom. It's not his name. Stop interrupting my story with nonsense. It's a fucking fake name. His name is Tom, and he's having his 50th birthday party. Okay. And he's the type of guy that he has a lot of friends. So when it's time to have a 50th birthday party, there's going to be a lot of people there, and it's going to be a real party. It's not at a restaurant. He rented out a bar or something.
And he's doing it in a couple of weeks, soon?
No, this happened 2 years ago. This happened before the pandemic.
You got some adventurous friends, man.
No. This is not about the pandemic at all.
Okay.
So he's married and he's got a kid, and it wasn't a late party. So his kid is at the party. And at one point during the party, my friend Tom, it's his 50th birthday party, so he's having some drinks, he's getting loose, and one of his friends hands him a vape pen.
Hey now.
And it's a weed pen. So he takes a hit of the vape pen, and he's a little drunk, so he's not really paying attention to his surroundings, and he turns around and he sees his kid right over there looking at him. And the kid is 12, I believe, or 10. Maybe the kid is 10 or 12. Doesn't really matter much at that point. So the kid sees him and he's like, Daddy, I saw that. What are you doing? I saw that. He's like, son, I have a perfectly good explanation for this, and I'm going to tell it to you tomorrow morning. He's like, I just want you to enjoy the rest of the party. Daddy's okay. It's not what you think. Just enjoy the rest of the party, and we'll talk about it first thing in the morning tomorrow. No, it's not a big deal, so just don't worry.
I'm liking Tom.
My friend Tom is very smart. He's really smart.
That's really good popping.
He's
of
great.
you know?
He's great. So then,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's great.
you're lying to your kid, so I don't want to say like that's great, but whatever.
But he didn't lie to him outright.
Okay,
I mean, he
so-
told him it'll be okay.
Right.
Don't freak out, son. I'll explain it to you. That's a great way
It's
to
a
help
good-
a kid
Sure.
not freak out about something.
Right. And it's in the middle of the party. You don't want to ruin everybody's party. Good time. Especially it's your party. And your son is celebrating too. So
And you just inhaled.
right. And he just saw you inhale. So the next morning, he says, he's so smart. Listen to how smart Tom is.
Okay.
He had, I don't know if he went out and bought these like at a gas station or something, or he just had them. I think he might have just had them lying around. He had like these vitamin B12 vape pens because they sell those things. People buy them, I guess, because he had them.
Vitamin B.
Yeah.
I never even heard of
It's a thing. It's a thing. And he said, son, so last night I know you saw me do something and I just want to show you like what I was doing. Like it was daddy had like a couple of drinks and it was a long party and he just needed more, energy. He wanted to make sure he had his vitamins and to get his B12. He wanted to get his B12. And he's like, but Dad, it didn't look like that. Like it was different. He's like, yup. He's like, that was my friend's B12. Like I forgot mine at home. I didn't have mine with him, but my friend had his and it was good. So I could energize for the party. And he bought it.
I mean,
Great.
yeah, I mean, I
Take
don't-
notes,
well,
Papa's out there. Take notes.
That sounds like a great way to handle it. I mean,
He's a smart guy and a good guy. He just got caught in sort of a weird situation, and I felt like he very much handled it with a deft hand. It was pretty funny. I
here's the
laughed so
question.
hard when he told me. I laughed so hard. I'm like, this is great. The whole story, I laughed. The whole story.
when do you resolve it? Is the question. Like, when do you tell
well,
the
now
son
it's
that
legal.
Santa Claus doesn't exist?
Well, hey. He lives in New York State. It's now legal, and he's older now. I don't know. Maybe soon.
So legality is the backing with which you use to explain it's okay to do it. No biggie.
I think it puts it in the same ballpark as alcohol, and certainly most kids see their parents drink.
Right.
Some more than others, obviously, depending on your parents. But like I don't drink it.
Tell that the Draper's kid, Don Draper's
Right. Oh
kid.
my God. Yeah. Right.
Have you watched that show she's in on Netflix? Sabrina the.
Yes,
teenage
we watched
witch?
the first season, I believe, or most of the first season. But
What did you think of that?
it was pretty well done. But we stopped watching it. I don't know why. I don't remember why. I don't have a good reason why. It seemed fine.
It
She's
seemed
cute.
good. Right, interesting story enough, but like it feels like because I'm asking because they just released the latest season on Netflix like a couple of days ago, I think, or a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like where you are. It's kind of it seemed interesting. It's well done, well shot, well written, well acted, but it's just sometimes I'm in, sometimes I'm out, and it's like so deep. You need to kind of pay attention.
You may like
There's
The
so many different
Magicians.
characters.
Have you
Which
watched
is that one?
The Magicians? It's basically an adult version of that.
Okay,
It's that. It's that with fucking. It's on
mean,
Netflix.
website.
It's on
Netflix,
Netflix.
okay.
Yeah, it's called Magicians. I'm trying to think if there's nudity. I don't know if there's so much nudity, but
Uh-huh.
there's some boning and it's more adult and it's funny. It was pretty funny. But we didn't finish that one off either.
Anything you watched recently?
Let's see. What are we watching? I think on the CADcast, I talked about watching This Is a Robbery. That's the latest Netflix crime drama about the biggest art heist in history.
Oh, okay. That it seemed like clickbait.
Yeah, it is. It's too long for what it is. It would be a great 2-hour movie, but it's very unfulfilling. You definitely, I feel like they were making this. It's like one of those things, like they were really hoping that something panned out, like while they were making it probably, and that would make it so much better. But
will he take the plea deal? Will he not? We're just
something
watching,
like,
sir.
yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but it's just like, I'm sure the filmmaker was like hoping like something amazing was going to happen during the production, and I don't think it quite turned out that way.
Right. Yeah.
It's like Geraldo opening up the vault and finding.
Do you remember that?
I watched that live when it happened. Of course, I'm old.
Oh my goodness, yes. Oh my goodness. It's like every time I see him like on Fox News talking insane or even the times when he's making sense, like I don't know if you saw this, Dan Bongino. I call him Dan
Yeah, yeah.
Bingo Bongo.
Yeah, I know
No
him.
offense against my Italian American brethren, but I like making fun of that guy because
Boingo Boingo, you can say.
yeah, Boingo Boingo or Bingo Bongo.
Boingo
because what he
Boingo
says is
was
just so stupid.
Danny Elfman's band. Remember? You don't know.
No. Yeah.
What about him? What about
Lost
Oingo
me,
Boingo?
lost me. Boingo Boingo. He was saying about like Geraldo. This is this clip. We got to tweet it out. Geraldo
I
is
saw
like,
it.
telling him off. Like Geraldo's head is about to explode. And it's one of those times when I'm like, I do like you, Geraldo, when you don't behave stupid. Because I do like you when you're not stupid. And he's like, you're a punk. You're a punk. You know what? He's on Sean Hannity. And it's at the end.
Put him up. Put him up. I dare you. I double dare you.
Put him up. It's hilarious because, like idiots, they cut it off. They should have let the whole thing run until Geraldo like lunged at the camera because he's like, "You're a punk." Because Bingo Bongo said that Geraldo wanted to burn the country down, and Geraldo just loses his shit.
He didn't want to hear that.
It was hilarious. And then there's times you're watching Geraldo talk about his friend Donald Trump, who's his good friend, and he wish he would think different. And you're like, right, it's that guy who had all of that hype about Al Capone's safe that he found, and there was nothing in it.
And he's pretty old, right? He's pretty old right now too.
Oh yeah, he's like 70s, 80s almost.
I don't think people are really looking for him except other on Fox News.
Well, he used to have the president's ear. He used to be in communication with them. So that's how you got on the air. You have a perspective. You actually have a line in. And, now Bingo Bongo's beating him out.
That's funny. Geraldo was the guest when I was on Howard Stern. He was the guest that day.
Seriously?
Yeah, I just missed him. I wasn't too excited about, I didn't care. Let's put it this way. I wasn't really upset that I missed Geraldo in the green room.
That mustache is much more funny on screen than it is in real life.
I bet. Raleigh Finger style.
Let me imagine him in the morning, like licking his finger. Twist.
I mean, he looks pretty good for a grandpa.
Oh yeah, exactly.
He's
I remember
looking pretty good.
shirtless shot he put up like a year and a half ago. That was great to see as well. Like I said, dear God, imagine like you're in your 70s yelling at somebody how he's a punk. He's a punk, and meanwhile, this is the same person you've agreed with and spews way unnecessary praise upon in different segments. So you're just on screen looking like a complete fraud.
Yeah.
And there's hours of you a complete fraud.
That whole channel is just fraud.
This is in your 70s. Do you think he's doing that because he doesn't need to work?
Geraldo?
I think he needs the money.
He probably has a pretty expensive lifestyle. I feel
got a huge nut. To cover every month.
Yeah,
I think he probably supports at least another 10 people in that family.
Could be. Has he been married a bunch too?
Whatever.
He's probably been.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's probably had to start over at least twice. Money wise, not career, but money wise.
Speaking of money, how about something else from my curated selection of articles from the financial section?
Sounds like a slam dunk.
Do you know about Dogecoin?
Is it Doge or Dogecoin?
Doge.
I never know.
I think it's pretty sure it's Doge.
And
Maybe
what is the Doge meme that we're supposed to understand for the joke?
It's a dog. It's the dog. It's the dog that's like, the cute dog.
Looks like a dog that's confused.
Yeah, it's like a cute dog. Cute dog. Yeah, that's it. Okay. But I bought some for the first time last night. I know you like to hear about my cryptocurrency.
Oh, so you bought it without any research at all?
Well, it was going up. It was, yes. Well, what research? It's fucking crypto. It's volatile and it's all bullshit anyway.
That's
it's just
not research.
There's no research. It's
any research.
Okay, I'll tell you the research. Somebody who I follow on Instagram posted about.
Did they tell you about posting your podcast on their Instagram for
No.
promotion?
No.
And then they led you to dodge.
He posted a screenshot. He posted a screenshot of his gains, and he's like, "You guys should probably buy some Dogecoin because it's going up."
Because that's exactly what I want to tell people when I bought Dogecoin.
What?
So think about it. He's showing you his gains, and he's saying to buy it. You know what will happen?
He didn't say to buy it. I bought it, and it went up. It fucking doubled. It doubled.
Why do you think he posted? I'm just going to help you complete this.
Yes, I understand how stocks work. But
why do you think he posted? Do you know that that's probably not going to be the most smart thing to do if you're in the financial world for this guy. Not
He's not
you.
he's not in the financial world. He's a video game guy.
All right. I just you don't want when people are posting about it, it means it's too late. So tell me about the story.
The story is I bought it last night and it already doubled.
So you're going to sell it now?
No, I don't care. I didn't buy that
Exactly.
much.
How long do you have to hold it for?
Forever.
Exactly. Well, I mean, let's at least.
I don't need the money. I don't need the
Can
money.
you tell me anything more than its name?
No. What else do you need to know? What kind of information do you need? What are you looking for? It's gambling.
You could be paying into Jim Watkins' next thing. Who knows?
He's not. It's been around for a while. He's not involved in it, and it's just gambling.
It could be his next move. This could be Jim and Ron Watkins' next move.
It's not.
Bro.
It's been around. It's been around for a while. I'm surprised that you don't know. How do you not know about this? You know about all this shit.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm trying to do a podcast. God
Okay,
forbid.
sorry.
Another thing, another Sopranos reference. I love the Sopranos. I'm like, I guess an anniversary came up maybe because now I'm getting itchy. I might rewatch it. I don't know, or maybe rewatch season finales. I might do a rewatch of season opening episode and season finale episode
Of what?
The Sopranos.
Oh, why? How are we talking about the Sopranos now? I thought we were talking about Dogecoin.
Well, I was just thinking about this one quote from The Sopranos. I can't remember the dude's name, but he's like, "God forbid, a little bit should trickle down." No.
Right.
That's what is that 1841? Okay, what would you go in at?
1,000.
All right. Well, okay, good, but let's find out why. I'm just trying to help you
I'm
out,
gambling.
bro.
Listen, let me ask you this question. When you go to the casino
Yes.
and you play
Yes.
roulette and you put $5 on black, do you do research on black to see why I should bet $5 on black? No.
Good question. I'll tell you exactly how it goes. So I take out the money.
Yes.
Okay, I sit down and I'm like,
You don't gamble. You
where
don't
do I put
gamble at all.
Hear me out. You let me answer the bloody
I
question.
don't believe you.
So I'm like, where do I put
This is a bit.
where do I put the No, this is real. I'm
Okay,
like, where do I
okay.
put the money? I'm like, because I have the coins. I have a bag of the coins. I'll tell you, this is the last time I went to a casino. Ironically, was 2 years ago this week. Last time I went to a casino, I was at a work convention in Maryland.
Okay.
And there was some casino there. I don't remember the details. Can't tell you because of why I go to casinos. So I sit down. I got my bag of coins. I'm like, I don't know how to put them in this thing. And I'm like, can I have, excuse me? And I finally get the waitress. I'm like, can I have my drink, please? Because you get free drinks.
I
at
know where.
casinos,
I know.
Right?
I
So
know.
she's like, you have to press this button on the thing. I'm like, which button? And she's like, that one. I'm like, okay. And I press it. I'm like, can I have it now? And she's like, oh, someone else has to come back. And I said, okay. So then I wait, and then I can't find a slot for the coins. But so finally, the woman comes back, the waitress comes back with the drink. It's a little bit watered down, but I learned next time just order bourbon straight. Don't
Right.
ask for ice because they're gonna give you the warm ice from where they keep the Coors Light and everything, and that ice is melting already, so it's just gonna be sloshy water, tap water and bourbon by the time you get it.
Right.
So I learned that lesson. Note taken, and I'm like, ooh, alcohol. This is so much more fun. It's why I'm here. And then she tells me, oh, you can't use coins nowadays. You have to use a card
Sure.
for casinos. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I didn't even know. So then I had to take a taxi to a bank and then convert the $30 in quarters that I had brought with me,
Big time.
and then get dollars, and then come back, and then put it on a card, and then continue to order more free drinks until I had my fill, and then I left the casino.
Right. See, I don't care about the drinks, so I don't care about the game. I don't even care about the action, the gambling action.
Then why do it?
I don't.
Well, I was there and I wanted
Right.
free alcohol. I could have paid at a bar,
Right.
but this seemed like a good idea before I had to get all
Right.
these coins.
Right. It made you do so much work.
Well, it shows you how often I gamble.
Oh yeah, when we went to Vegas a couple of years ago when we were living in Japan. We stayed there for a few nights. I played about 5 minutes of video poker. I won $50, and then I never sat at any gambling part again for the rest of the trip because it's just this thing, the Dogecoin. All right, if I lose the $1,000, I'm prepared to lose that $1,000. I mean, I'm sure it's not going to go to zero, but if I lose half my money or more, then I'm prepared. It's a gamble, a calculated gamble. Right. I can lose that $1,000, and I'll be like, I'm not going to like it, but I'm prepared to throw that away.
Yeah, no, I think that's the good mindset to go into it with.
Yeah, but
And if you entered with an opportunity, you have to have your reason to enter, and if you satified those reasons,
yeah, it's
before you
going
got
up.
into it.
It was going up a lot, and people seem to be, and I think it's getting more popular. It'll probably lead to maybe more. It'll be accepted in more virtual wallets. I don't know. I don't really know too much about.
So this is Dogecoin.
Yeah. Yeah.
From my understanding, it's sort of like Bitcoin. No, is Dogecoin trade? Are you familiar with Ethereum?
Like that. Same concept.
Okay.
You have to use. I'm using Robinhood to get the Dogecoin. I use some other app for my other shit, but they don't use Dogecoin.
I'm gonna have to do my research, but I think it is like the next generation evolution for Bitcoin in terms of not just a currency, but also an app space for outside developers to create ways to use the actual currency. So, like, I believe, like other platforms, it kind of provides those layers of security as well as the actual currency's own benefits for people who want to develop their own businesses related to the. So that's economy outlook kind of like developing. So I could see why it would be value. I just like to tease you.
It's like Apple Pay, but more confusing. And your money can go up and down. Like your wallet can be
just more expensive.
Right. All right. I think we did enough show, and I may have to pick. I don't know. What time is it? I may have to pick up my son from somewhere. Oh, some Triple Stuff Oreos in the chat points out that Ethereum is a platform, not just a currency.
Correct.
You knew. I don't follow. I have some other things. I have like I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it. It's depressing. I should have bought Bitcoin. I bought everything but Bitcoin. That's basically the good job.
Listen, don't worry about the shouldas. Shouldas always exist when it's the market. Think about what happened. And if you lost less because of being prudent, that's a good thing.
I just made less.
There's always
all.
more you could make. You could always make more.
Sure. I don't need to make more.
But you can't always lose less. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
You can't always lose less. So if that's your track record, be happy.
I don't do things like those types of financial bets where you can lose more than you put in. Like that's very scary to me. Like I don't.
Right.
That's gonna keep me up at night, and I just don't like. I'm not that money hungry. Like I don't. Like.
Dude, speaking of money hungry, Bernie Madoff, he died like this week.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Did you ever read about that story at all?
Well, I know a lot of the victims. I remember reading about the victims.
It just, I mean, isn't it crazy?
It was everybody, basically.
It was like pension plans.
He fucked up the Mets. He fucked up the Mets.
What happened with the Mets?
The Wilpons were the Wilpons owned the Mets, and they were a huge investor with Madoff. They lost like half their fortune or more through Madoff. It was some ridiculous thing to the point where it forced them to sell off chunks of the Mets to investors, such of like Bill Maher Seinfeld bought a piece, like celebrities, and to the point now where the Wilpons completely sold the team. They don't even own the Mets anymore.
Wow. And and then I think his son committed suicide or something.
The Wilpons or the Madoffs?
Madoff.
Oh yeah, we watched that movie. There was a movie about it on, I think it was HBO.
Uh-huh.
It was very well done. It was Robert De Niro. It was Robert De Niro as Bernie Madoff.
Wow. It was well done? Okay,
it was well done.
I avoided Madoff's thing for a little. I just got the general aspect of it and avoided it, but I'll watch that. I like De Niro. I like Bobby.
I'm pretty sure I'm not making that up.
Yeah, you what said it?
I'm pretty sure I'm not making up that exists and that I watched it. I think that's a real thing. Because when you said his son committed suicide, like something went off my mind. Like I know that. I saw that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's say goodbye to everybody.
No.
I don't know if like people enjoy the 4:00 start time more than the 3:00 start time.
Yeah,
but
I don't know. We got more callers this time. It might be, you know what? It might be hard for some people to call during work. But we'll see. I don't know. This felt cool, but I like doing it earlier too.
Sorry, I made a beep. I didn't
hear it.
Oh, somebody heard it. Yeah, I don't know. What else should I say? I got nothing else to say. Follow us on Twitter at ProperModPod. You can follow I am Kurimanju on Twitter. He needs the love. He needs the follows. He's up to nonsense on there.
I love you all.
Yes, thank you. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate it.
Peace.